Okay, test flight number 2, the Eachine Mini Wing Dragon that now has a power upgrade to 2S brushless power. When I headed out here during the first test flight, I noticed that after each flight, the 1105 motor, the 1105 5000 kV motor was burn your finger hot almost every time I came down, and the ESC was getting pretty warm, even though that setup is only pulling 5.2 amps at full throttle. I think that motor and that ESC was a Turnigy 10 amp plush ESC. I think they just weren't timing well together, and I was getting some stuttering out of the motor, and it was really generating a lot of heat. So I went back to my old workhorse for 2S power setups. I put my RacerStar BR1306 3100 kV motor on it with a Gemfan 2-blade 50/30 ABS prop. It only pulls 5.4 amps at full throttle, so just slightly more than the other setup with the 3830 ABS prop. I also switched out the ESC from the 10 amp Turnigy Plush ESC to a ZTW Mantis 12 amp ESC. So the motor's quite a bit heavier than the 1105. The prop is a little bit heavier than the 3830, and the ESC is about 1 gram to 1.5 grams heavier than the Plush was. So all in all, I'm 9.9 grams heavier now than I was on the first test flight. I also increased the angle of the motor because it was really pushing the nose down. It made it hard to pull through loops and split S maneuvers. So anyway, let's put it in the air for test flight number 2. The motor angle should be much better. If it's not right on the mark, it should be very close, and it should have just as much power with this setup as it had with the setup that had on it in test flight number 1. So let's get it in the air. Okay, it's quite a bit windier and quite a bit breezier out here today than it was during the first test flight, but I gotta take what I can get launching. Okay, so let's bring it back through here. I want to get it into full manual mode and see what kind of power we have on it now and what kind of a loop we can get out of it. Okay, I'm in full manual mode now. Oh yeah, that's much better. I stayed in the throttle almost the whole time during that loop. Let's bring it back through here again. It's a little windy up there. That's pushing into the wind here. Let's go again. Oh man. All right, let's see how my motor angle is. Okay, all right, that's full throttle, straight and level flight. I'm getting a little bit of torque roll to the right from it, but it's not pushing the nose down, it's not pushing the nose up. So I think that my motor angle is pretty good. And there's a lot of wind out here for this little plane. You can even do a split S maneuver with it. Although that roll rate is really, really slow. Wow, that is a lot of wind for this little plane. Even with the additional 9.9 grams of weight that it has on it now since the previous flight. It still is only, I think, 123 grams all up weight, so it's still pretty lightweight plane for the kind of wind I've got out here today in full manual mode. But how about that power upgrade for the Eachine Mini Wing Dragon? That is pretty slick. I did pull the trigger on some brand spanking new 2S 350 milliamp hour lipos that should be here in a couple days. So next time I bring it out, this battery that I've got in here is the stock battery for the Pioneer. It's a 2S 350, but it's only a 20C lipo, which is why I'm not getting all the power out of it right now that I should be getting out of it. But the ones that I ordered are, I think they're Tattoo 2S 350 milliamp hour, and I think they're 60C. So they should be able to provide at least 10 amps of power. I mean, with the 60C, they're rated for like 12 amps of power. I have 21 amps of power. Excuse me, 21 amps of power. If I could just have them supply 5.4 amps of power, continuous, which is all that this power system requires at full throttle, that's going to be absolutely awesome. So I'll have a lot more power when I come out here with it again. Yeah, that's a lot of wind. Okay, so let's see if we can bring it in and land it. But how about that? How about that power upgrade for the Eachine Mini Wing Dragon? Man, this thing is going to be so much fun. So much fun. Now, if I could just get a calmer wind day here. How about that? Absolutely awesome. Okay, so stay tuned. I'll be putting a lot of flights on this little plane now that I've got so much power. When I get those new batteries in, I may switch out the 5030 for a 5040 prop to get even more power from it. And I may try a 3-blade prop on it too, just to see. But fantastic little plane now that it has that kind of power, and it's brushless power now, so I don't have to worry about any problems with the power system going forward. Alright guys, stay tuned. I'll be bringing it out when I get my new batteries and calmer wind so that we can really test it out, and I will be extending those ailerons. I think I will do that before I come back out with it again too. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.